Welcome to this video on Bloom filters. We'll explore how this innovative probabilistic data structure enables space-efficient membership testing across distributed systems. Bloom filters are a clever way to check if something exists without storing massive amounts of data. Let's dive in and understand how they work. Imagine you're building a distributed system with millions of users. You need to quickly check if a user exists in your database. Using traditional hash tables, you'd need to store the entire dataset in memory. For large-scale applications, this becomes incredibly expensive. Bloom filters solve this by providing a memory-efficient alternative that answers membership queries in milliseconds without storing complete data. So what exactly is a Bloom filter? It's a probabilistic data structure that uses a bit array and multiple hash functions to test whether an element is a member of a set. The key insight is trading absolute certainty for massive memory savings. Instead of storing full data, you only store bits. The space complexity is O of n bits instead of O of n bytes. This makes Bloom filters incredibly useful when memory is limited. A Bloom filter has three essential components. First, a bit array, which is a fixed-size sequence of bits initially set to 0. The size can range from thousands to millions of bits depending on your needs. Second, multiple independent hash functions, typically between 2 and 10. These functions map input elements to specific bit positions. Third, the operations themselves, adding elements and querying membership. Both operations run in O of k time complexity, where k is the number of hash functions. Let's visualize how a Bloom filter works. Here we have a 16-bit array, initially all zeros. When you add an element, you hash it using all your hash functions, getting multiple bit positions. You then set all those bits to 1. For example, an element might set bits at positions 1, 3, 6, 8, 12, and 15. To query an element, you perform the same hashing process. If all corresponding bits are 1, the element might be present. If even one bit is 0, the element is definitely not in the set. This guarantee of no false negatives is crucial. The add operation works as follows. First, hash your element with k hash functions. This gives you k bit positions. Then, set all those k bits to 1 in your array. Simple but powerful. The query operation is equally straightforward. Hash the element with the same k functions to get k bit positions. Check if all k bits are 1. If yes, the element might be in the set. If any bit is 0, the element is definitely absent. These operations complete in constant time, making Bloom filters extremely fast. Bloom filters offer remarkable advantages. They use minimal memory compared to hash tables. Lookups are incredibly fast at O of k complexity, and critically, there are no false negatives. However, trade-offs exist. False positives are possible. If a query says an element exists, it might not actually be there. You can tune the false positive rate but not eliminate it. Additionally, removing elements is difficult. Most Bloom filter implementations don't support deletion. Finally, optimal parameter tuning requires careful calculation based on your expected dataset size and acceptable false positive rate. Bloom filters power critical systems worldwide. In cybersecurity, they detect malicious URLs and spam emails at massive scale. Databases use them for query optimization through negative caching, avoiding expensive lookups for non-existent data. Content delivery networks check if content exists before making remote requests. Caching systems use Bloom filters to prevent cache misses. Search engines pre-filter results before full indexing. Analytics platforms track unique visitors using minimal memory. Each application leverages the same core principle: fast, space-efficient membership testing. Let's recap the essential points. Bloom filters achieve extreme space efficiency through probabilistic design, requiring orders of magnitude less memory than traditional approaches. They're perfect for distributed systems where memory constraints are real concerns. The fundamental trade-off is clear: no false negatives but controllable false positives. Use Bloom filters when you need fast, memory-efficient membership testing across distributed networks. Whether you're building at scale or optimizing existing systems, Bloom filters offer an elegant solution to a fundamental problem. Thank you for watching.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.